Alright, so I've had these for almost 2 months. Paddleboard. That. Got my screws. There's one. I got 8 more of these guys. I was thinking they don't even have to be up here on the table. They could be actually sitting down underneath the table. Out of the way. So that'll be cool. So let's get the rest of them. So I told you, once the sun goes down it gets dark here. So this is my barn in the dark. So I actually cannot work out here without a light. And once I get this electricity going, I'm going to have lights on the barn, lights in here, and it'll be a really nice setup. So, okay, so I got them all unboxed and put this on the tripod. Bring it up just a little bit. Stacking them like this, they're kind of wobbly. I put a strap around them, but they're just wobbly. So I think I'll just turn this stack, set it on the ground, and put it under the bench. And then my thought was, if I closed in this bench underneath here, that'd be even a smaller little area for the batteries to stay warm in, and just make a little door to be able to access them. But that would probably work even better than having a room. I still want to do the electrical room and close it off, but I think the batteries would do better just sitting down there on the floor. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think that's going to work much better. They're all in line, and then I'll just have the wires come up on this side over here, right up into the inverter, and then the inverter will go right into the electrical box. So that should work good. Alright, this little doodad here is my electrical box I purchased. Just a little one. So it's got a lid. It's got your ground, your hot wires, power, and your neutrals. So the other thing I have to do, I bought like an 8-foot ground rod that I gotta knock into the ground somewhere to ground all this stuff. So I'm gonna do that too. So this is gonna go right here. That. But I'm out of screws, so I gotta find a screw. Bet you I could steal a couple. This wall won't come down with one screw missing. One thing I didn't really think about when I was doing all this was how long to leave my wires when I cut them. I should have left them a little bit longer. Screw. I'm going to take this one here. Okay, so this is going to be the energy machine for the Homestead. So it's a 24 volt. So each of those batteries will be hooked together, two 12s, into a 24 volt series. And then it's 120 amps, which is a normal household amps and voltage. So 5,000 watts is what it's capable of. And then this one, which I'll probably end up doing sooner than later, you can piggyback and put another one just like it next to it and get 10,000 watts, and then you'll have 110 going to each side, and it makes it better. But part of my issue is I don't even know how much I need until we get the new house here. We bought a prefab home, manufactured home, whatever, where they make them and then they bring them out. And I've asked them to not put any appliances in there because I want to get all energy efficient appliances, but like the fridge and a dishwasher, and I'm going to do a propane stove that runs on battery. Excuse me. And then I'm going to do split units in the bedrooms, and then a stove, a wood burning stove for heat. That will try to circulate through the house somehow. So I don't know how much power I'm going to need out of all of that stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how it all turns out. With this system, it's nice because I can always add another 2 batteries or 4 batteries or whatever. I can always add another inverter and then just keep increasing the power as I need it. I don't have to go all out the first day. All right, this thing is really heavy though. Unlike the batteries, let's see if I can set it down. She is. Now, I wish I put some type of board across here to mount this to. This thing's a monster. It's got a mounting bracket. Alright, so that's the quattro. Okay. Maybe I'll have the batteries come this way, come up. I don't know. I want to give myself room to work up here. I don't want to have everything just so crowded, so I'm going to try to make it. Now, let's get the wall plate up. But then, I actually came with some nice screws, so that's good. I can lift that. Holy cow. How in the heck? Well, it certainly doesn't look level. What's up? What's up? Right here, I'm unboxing my charge controller. This is what comes in the panels. The panels go into here, and then from here into the battery. So this keeps it from overcharging the battery. So I have several of those. From my understanding, the 150 is how many volts it can hold, and 4 of my panels put out about 135 volts. So I need one of these for each set of 4 panels, so I have 4 of these. Those 60 is how many amps, but I'm good on amps, so I don't have to worry about that. It's the voltage that's crazy. And as luck would have it, they need screws, and I don't have any screws, so I'm going to not take all those out yet. And what else do I have? This is a Bluetooth interface to hook to this guy so that I can set it up on my computer. I have, this is where all my positive wires are going to connect to. This is probably the battery shunt. Yeah. All right, I'm going to leave that in the box for now. There's a fuse. I'm going to have fuses coming from each of the panels, 150 volts for each one, so that way each panel is fused. This was the original wire I got. This is 8-gauge wire. I was thinking I would be able to run all the panels at the same time, but luck would have it that I can't do that. So I'm actually going to go to Home Depot and get a set that has 3 wires in it, 2 wires and a ground really, and I think it's a 6-gauge, and I'm going to get 100 yards times 4 and do a 2-inch pipe underground, run it to my panels, and so I'll run all those wires through that up into these guys from there, and then I probably won't use this wire at all. Got a couple boxes of wire that I think I need to return. This is the battery monitor. So we'll be able to see what our batteries are doing. Okay. This is a doohickey, and I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it came. Got that. And I need to hook it up, so I'll have to figure out what this is. Here's the negative. All the negative wires will go. Here's the battery cutoff switch. So I'll put that between the batteries and the inverter so I can just turn the batteries off. These guys here. I don't even know what this is. Oh, these are solar panel connectors. So we got here, we have the cable, and then smart dongle. So we have smart dongle, and we have this one. I'm not sure which one to use. Some of it works, so I don't really care. And then I've got a bunch of these connectors. These are fun because you can connect a couple different solar panel groups into each other, so those are nice. All right, well, I'm actually really tired. One thing I'm looking for, I didn't find that. Where is that? What else I got? Okay, I think this is it. Let's see what this is. Another battery switch. Maybe I ordered too many. I didn't remember ordering 2. Okay, So that's trash. This is what I was looking for. The hammer lug. This is how I'm going to be able to crimp those big cables. And I'll just set it on my vise. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. You can give it a whack with a hammer, and that's how I'll make all those cables for the batteries. Now, these are these big, ginormous ones. So how do you crimp that? That's what that's for. And then these are the big cables that I'm going to use for the batteries. I hope I have enough. Well, it's 15 feet. So hopefully that's enough. It's weird. It's another one of those switches. I don't know. Maybe it came with it. I don't remember. I don't really remember ordering those separately. I remember ordering this one off of Amazon. I think I only need one. So this is labeled on here heavy duty welding cable. Puppy's sitting in the truck napping. Once it gets dark down here, I don't let him go out. There's all kinds of critters that are not nice. So he's gonna just take naps. Alright, so yes. I should have got some big old nice wire cutters. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 2, 4, 8, 10. I'm going to have just enough. No, I got a big, we'll go get the sledge. Nice, look at that. You can see it. And then it bends the other side too around it. Sweet. Now I think gotta make sure they're facing the right direction. Nice thing about this welding cable is it's easily bendable. So, positive, positive, negative, negative. This is my new favorite thing. Oh no. mess up, that's it. Alright, the update on this room. I worked until 10 o'clock last night. I started at about 7. And you can see I got quite a bit done. I got the batteries all hooked together. So each battery's connected to one other to make them 24 volts, and then each of the 2 sets are connected together in a series, and then they come up here. I got my fuse, I got my on-off switch, and then I got my bus bar. There's my battery monitor controller thing, and then that's what that is. Got the inverter up, I got the charge controllers up, put the panel in. Nothing's wired yet. I ran out of these guys. I need like 3 more. So I need one to go from the negative bus bar to the battery monitor. And then from there, it's got to go into here. And then the same for this one. I need one to connect from there to go to here. So I ordered those from Amazon. They'll be here tomorrow. I still haven't decided what that thing is yet. I got to research that. And then just research how to set up the batteries. That little monitor speaks Greek, and so I don't know what it says. So I got to read up on that while I'm not here. Okay, so that's that. So that's good. That's done. I come back, I'll be able to actually get power. Move, dog. I'll get power in there, and then actually I came in here for tools. Once the batteries are hooked to the inverter, I'll have power, and then I'll hook up all these plugs and the lights, and then I will eventually run a wire into the house temporarily to run the water pump off the solar, and that'll be good. Oh yeah, I was driving this. Okay, so that's what's going on now. It's actually supposed to start raining here in a few minutes, so I don't have a whole lot of time. I've been working on the solar panels this morning. I did finish putting up the brackets to brace everything across the top. I did decide to go back to the hinge. I think it's going to work better and allow my panels to all be perfectly level. So here's what it looks like. Okay, that's kind of a distant shot. Try not to run over the dog. He doesn't understand cars. So what I did is I braced the top pieces all together level so that the panels will be level once they're all hooked in. So yeah, so that's that. And then I'll have to put another board here to keep it all flush. And I gotta put one right there in the middle too. And then what I decided was on the panel, I'm gonna put this 2x6 right in the dead center, right here. And then that's what the hinge will hook to, and then the hinge will hook up to that. And I'll probably just do 2 hinges, one on either side. And that's gonna give me a perfect, because it's right in the dead center, it actually balances really well up there, because I tried it. And then it will, I'll be able to move it up and down pretty easily. So I'm going to put that on this side, and then these guys will be on the back side. The panels will go on the front side. And then, honestly, I'm kind of dreading getting the panels mounted. That's going to be a hard job. But I'm probably finished out here today once I bolt all these. I'm going to tighten up all these bolts I put in on all that new wood, and then I'll be back out next week, and I'll get all the power running. So I still got to dig a ditch from here to there, and then I'm probably going to have to pull off some of that barn tin to run my wires. I'm going to do a 2-inch pipe all the way over here, probably 6 inches down, and then I will pull off that barn tin, run the wires up into the power room, up through the floor. And I gotta fix that. I didn't do a very good job on that. It was dark, I couldn't see, and it was hard to measure. It was easier to measure from the barn going over, because you could get your length going off of what the barn was, but I was trying to go from there on this side that way, and I couldn't get a good measurement. So I got some pieces I'm going to put up in the top there to patch it up a little bit and make it look good. I should have cut off that wood on the end like I did the other side, but I didn't know. So, all right, Camper's got old paintbrushes. Camper's going to dog training school tomorrow. He's going to be gone for 2 weeks, and he's going to be all mannered up when he gets back. So we're looking forward to that. All right, well, until next time. All right, good morning. It's another day. Just got here. It's 7 in the morning. Big storm's coming. It's a swath of rain coming across the whole state. So I'm going to try to get some outside work done before it hits. But I didn't film last time I was here. I had a helper. Bruce came out with me. He's a 85-year-old electrician, and he and I worked all day on Monday, and we got good news. I don't know if you can see it, but there's lights in here. Geez, we have everything up and running, and I know it's a mess. You can see we just worked and didn't clean up after ourselves, but everything is up and going, and I have one charge controller running the 2 panels that I did put up. So the charge controller comes in here, the panels, out of here, into these bus bars, okay, and then that feeds back into the battery bank. So there's the battery bank. Then from the battery bank I come up with a positive through the fuse, through a on-off switch to the bus bar, from the bus bar into the inverter. Negative comes up over here, goes through this shunt, and then from the shunt it goes into the inverter, and then this is a 10-3 coming out and going into the panel. Now what I didn't realize, it has 2 AC outputs, but the second one only works when like the generator's on or if you're hooked to AC. So this side's dead. So I think that's where I would like to put another 5,000 in here and have both sides of the panel running off of that. And then the other thing we did is we went ahead and put in the plugs. Those are working, and then the outside plug for the RV is working, and the RV's been running off of the solar since we put it in. Now this room acts like a Faraday cage, so the phone does not work inside the room, but let's look at the menu here. I'll go over to my Victron Connect. I've been using this stuff for years on my RV, so I really like it. So right now I'm getting 41 watts in from my panel, so I'm not drawing much right now. It's kind of overcast. But let's go over here to the smart shunt. Okay, so my batteries are at 86%. Voltage is 26.46, which is good. Current, I'm drawing 4.96 amps, and 131 watts is what I'm drawing. So negative. So this solar that I have is not offsetting what I'm drawing. So I got 3 days and 4 hours left on what it has right now. And if we look at my history, you can see the deepest discharge was 74 amps. Energy 3.6 kilowatts. Charged, I got 2.2 kilowatts. And then, yeah, the rest of it, maximum battery voltage was 28.40. So anyway, it's working. Everything's up and running.